Hi, second graders. This is Miss Bielova. I'm going to teach you a little bit more about lesson 4. And the topic is how we can use multiplication facts that you know to find other multiplication facts. Well, do you remember those moments when your teacher was explaining something to you and suddenly someone excitingly makes connection? Maybe is making connection to writing, reading, or WW. Well, why do you think that someone is making connection? Why do we make connections? We make connections because you remembered suddenly something about the topic your teacher's telling you. And you're very happy that you know something about the topic your teacher is teaching you because that makes you feel comfortable because you know that it's not completely new topic. So this is exactly what we're going to do in today's lesson. We're going to use the information we already know to learn something new or to be able to solve another problem. So I'm going to make also a connection and see if you like my connection. I was thinking that just like we can use the multiplication facts we already know to find other multiplication facts we don't know, we can also use what we know about God and His Word already to find other people for God that don't know Him yet. Isn't that awesome that the what we know about God, we can make something bigger with it. We can share with other people and teach them about God. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to use the multiplication facts that we know. We're going to use those to solve the ones we don't know. And you will see how that works. Um, great. Well, before we get into it, I always like to review. So let's review quickly. And I use for review for tonight's lesson that paper. You will practice with me a little bit that paper and see if you can use it and get to the answer using it. So we have 3 multiplied by 4. We're going to first draw ourselves a dot paper. So 3, that means this first number is the rows. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3 rows. And how many in each? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So this is 3 multiplied by 4. To get to the answer, I would count them all. But since I know the table, I would just write the answer is 12. Miss Below is awesome in writing with the mouse. Okay, let's try one more. Let's do 6 multiplied by 4. Let's see if Miss Vilova can write better this time. I need more practice writing with mouse. 6 multiplied by 4. So again, the number 6, I'm going to first put into rows, right? So I'm gonna, let's see if I can color with this one, which is 6. I need 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's multiplied by 4. So I need to have 4 columns, 4 in each row. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here I already have these filled out from the previous exercise. So now I have 6 multiplied by 4 on my dot paper. This is perfect. This is how it should look like. Now, to get to the answer, I could either skip count 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, or I would just have to count them one by one, depending how good my skills are. But I know we are all good and strong with this. So the answer will be 24. Okay, I'll do my best so you don't laugh at me. See, I did it. All right, so this is our review, quick one, just so you warm up a little bit for today's lesson. Okay, let's see what we have to learn about. Great. Well, for today's lesson, I brought to you these 2 best friends because I know that these 2 multiplications that you see right here, 5 multiplied by 4 and 10 multiplied by 4, will help you greatly in today's lesson. If you know these 2 multiplication facts, you will be able to solve the other multiplication facts. Just like I'm sure you have favorite verses from Bible. For example, the ones let's say I know, that I often refer to and help me. They help me throughout my life. Philippians 4:13. Do you remember? I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Or how about Joshua 1:9? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. You see, these are the verses that are my besties, and I refer to them in my life. They help me. Well, for your lesson today, you better learn also these two multiplication facts, because I promise you, Pinky promise, that you use them to solve other problems. All right, let's see if that makes sense, what I'm telling you, if that's going to make sense to you as we move on with this lesson. Now, look at this problem here we have. They want us to solve 6 multiplied by 4. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to say 6. We're going to start with the 5 groups of 4, because we know the 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Those are our besties for today's lesson. I know that, no doubt. 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. So if I know that 5 multiplied by 4 is 20, then all I have to do to get to the 6 multiplied by 4 is to add one group of 4. And that's going to take me to the answer. Do you see how that works? So again, 5 multiplied by 4, I know, okay? But I need to get to the answer, what's 6 multiplied by 4? That's what they're asking me to do. So I'm just going to add one group of 4 to the 5 groups of 4, and I will learn that 20 plus 4 is 24. And so the answer to 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. You see how I did it by using my best friend for today's lesson, 5 multiplied by 4. Awesome. So this is how you do it. You would use addition, right? Because you need to get to 6. Here you only have 5, and to get to 6, you need one more of these groups, one more group of 4 to get to the 6, right? So use a dot paper to help you if you need that to visualize it. Okay, now what if I have a problem that is 8 multiplied by 4? Now in this case, I would not necessarily use 5 multiplied by 4, but I would use the other best friend, because 10 multiplied by 4 is closer to 8 multiplied by 4. So I would choose this best friend to help me to solve this problem. So in this case, I will use the 10 multiplied by 4. This is the 10 multiplied by 4 dot paper. Remember, they only want me to tell them what is 8 multiplied by 4. So I have here 2 extra groups, right? Okay, so since I have these 2 extra groups that I don't need, I need to take them away, right? Okay, so let's see how we do that. 8 multiplied by 4 equals to 10 groups of 4 minus 2 groups of 4. So we have 40, because 10 groups of 4 is 40. That's what we know. Remember, that's our best friend that we have to know for today's lesson. Minus 8, because 2 groups of 4 is 8, equals to 32. Okay, let's see if we can practice with another exercise. Here we have this one we already did, so let's try this one. 7 multiplied by 4. Again, if I need to know what 7 multiplied by 4 is, I'm going to pick the best friend 5 groups of 4, because it's closer to 7 than 10 groups of 4. So 5 groups of 4 plus, now to get to 7, I need to add how many more groups? I need to add 2 more groups. So we're going to write 2 groups of 4. We know 5 groups of 4 is 20, plus 2 groups of 4 again is 8. So 20 plus 8 is 28. So you see, in this case, we again use 5 groups of 4 to get to the answer of 7 multiplied by 4. Great. Let's see if I have another one for you. Now this time we're going to use the other bestie. We're going to use the 10 multiplied by 4. Now look at the scenarios when you would use 10 multiplied by 4, best friend. I would use it if I have to find what is the answer to 9 multiplied by 4, 8 multiplied by 4. These are the two numbers that are close to 10. Well, if I have to, if you paid attention in this previous image, here we use 5 multiplied by 4, but when did we use it? We used it to get to the answer of 6 multiplied by 4, or to find the answer of 7 multiplied by 4 because these two numbers, 6 and 7, are closer to 5. That's why we choose best friend to solve these two problems. And we use 10 multiplied by 4 to get to the answer of 9 multiplied by 4 or 8 multiplied by 4. So you see how we use that in this situation. So 9 multiplied by 4, again, I'm going to use 10 groups of 4 minus, well, I'm going to have to take how many groups? Because we only need to find out what is 9 multiplied by 4. So as you can see, we have 1 that's extra. So let's take again. Minus 1 group of 4, which means 10 groups of 4 is 40 minus 4 is, we can count back if you need to, is 36. So 9 multiplied by 4 is 36. Now 8 multiplied by 4, that would have to mean that I would have to take away, right? Because 8 multiplied by 4, I have 2 extra here. So let's see if we can do that. 10 groups of 4, again, we're going to use that best friend in this problem, minus, since it's only 8 multiplied by 4 they're asking us to solve, I have to take 2 groups of 4 away, so those will be extra. Now, again, 10 groups of 4 is 40, because 10 times 4 is 40. 2 groups of 4, again, is 8. Now, 40 minus 8 is, we can count back, 32. Great. So this is our lesson. If you do need more practice, you can practice with your workbook. What we need you to upload to Portfolio is page 145. Make sure it's a clear image and upload it to the correct portfolio that we'll have in Class Dojo for you. And I know you will get A's in this assignment. Hope you learned a lot in today's lesson. Hope you like the connections. I wish you all the best with this lesson, and God bless you all. Until next time. Bye, everyone.